So here's the part that I certainly like the best. Let's just check. So we've got our Greeks going first. In the campaign phase, we can use this. We can look at to place 2 unrest in any home region. We can do that during any phase. That's good. That's good. How do we play that though, if we've already played an action with our agent? The answer is that you just don't play the action until now. So that's fine. Yeah, so we don't need to look at this for any of the going forwards, because we've already played our agent action for this turn. So we don't have to worry about that going forwards. So what do we want our Greeks to be doing? I think what would be really, really useful is we want to try and put some pressure onto the Romans. We also want to make sure that we've got some port regions that are connected, and it would be good to pick up some mercenaries in the first instance as well. Looking at those regions to the north. So I think what I want to do is I want to get out an army to go north to face the Thracians there, but it's going to be 2 red die and a yellow die. So that gives you the potential. There is the potential for the killing of 3 main battle cards. So I'm going to look and make sure that we could actually survive that. Can we actually even survive that? So let's take a look at army number 1 here, and I'm liking our odds if we went forward with these guys. I think it's going to be well worth it to get the Thracians and then to develop up into that region there. There's also the Dacians up there, but I think the Thracians, that's going to give us access to some really, really great units straight off the bat. And I think that we should go forward with Philip up into there. The other thing is, do we want to take an army and come down and cut off Alexandra down there? That's another option. That could be good. It could be good. We can also get access to the Nubians, which would help the Greeks immensely, because they're really good in terms of their infantry, and the Nubians are really, really great in terms of their cavalry, particularly their skirmishing cavalry. So if we had that, you've basically like completed the set. I like that idea as well. I think I really, really want to do that. And especially because we've got the opportunity being uncontested, and that's what I want to do with Philip. That is what I think I want to do with Philip. But we'll be in a position where if we get caught out down there, we are not going to be, we're not going to have a line of communication. So that's going to make it really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. Oh, now I'm put off by the idea. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head back up north, and we're going to try and take the Thracian region. If it goes really badly, we've got a lot of time then to rework things. So I think what we'll do is we'll take army number 1. We're going to start it here, and we're going to move north into here. And immediately as we do that, we're going to roll to see if we can capture this region. See what happens. All right, what's the damage? Oops. Okay. Sorry, it doesn't count unless it's in the bowl. 3 wounds. Okay, that's not so bad. 3 wounds is not so bad. So that's the death of a main battle card and a wound that doesn't need to be resolved. So we're going to lose 2 main battle cards. We get to choose which ones they are, and I think let's just go for our cheap hoplites there. So take them out immediately. Thank you for your service, but I'm afraid that is you That's you guys. That's the end of your war immediately. And what I'm going to do is then just grab one of our Greek places, and there we go. Now we've got access to the Thracians. Let me just show you what it is that we've won there. What's our prize for having taken the Thracian stronghold there? So you got the Thracian cavalry and the Thracian Rumphamian. Oh my goodness, I've absolutely butchered that. But a brilliant unit that it works really, really well in the terrain, and that's something that the Greeks just do not have good access to. So it's going to be well worth it to have access to them at the end of the day. So I'm glad that we've got that. The Dacian flaxman would have also been really useful, but I think that that's as far as we need to go here. So after we've taken that, we're going to then need to build a barracks in order to take advantage, but I think that's good enough just now. Do I want to move further with Philip? I'm just a little bit worried that if we keep moving that we could potentially end up actually taking a lot more casualties. I don't want to do that, but I also do want to make sure that we maximize our inventories later on. So yeah, I think we've still got plenty of time. So let's actually move him over to here, and let's form up a defensive line here. So that means that we are rolling 2 green die, and hopefully it's not going to go badly. Let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, a wound and a blank die. So we actually got away with that without having any casualties. So we've gone ahead and we've actually captured that region there, and that is 2 for the Greeks straight off. Okay. Now let's take a look and see what we want to do with our next army. Let's in particular think about what we want to do with army number 2. Already some Thracian cavalry in here. I forgot about that. Our competent general. So this is a really good one, and it's probably the best one to be moving up along here, because I think we want to try and get ahead of the Romans along that area there. That's what I quite like to do. I want to kind of cut the Romans off. The only thing we have to be cautious though is that there is a lot of terrain looking along that bit there. But it also gives us the opportunity in particular to lay down a port and to be able to get more tax revenue in that way. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to advance up in that direction. So let's go ahead, and do we want to use this army to be doing that? Yeah, I think so. I think we want to be leading into the Romans with that. So what we're going to do is move him onto the board here and use one of his actions to go into here. Now it's a green die. Sorry, it's a green region. So that means that we are using 2 of our die here. Oh, that is ugly. That is ugly. Right, so the death of a main battle card for army number 2. Let's see what we can do. So we do again have some cheap hoplites that we can kind of throw into this, and we've achieved what we wanted, but unfortunately just killed off a little bit more than we maybe would have wanted to, as in we lost something which we definitely wouldn't want. We could keep pushing up into here. I'm just wondering if it's actually even going to be worth it. It certainly is a more defensible position if we did that, and it leaves us open to be able to move up into this region next turn. I think what we want to do is we want to be able to take that risk. It's just about being able to replenish units. We'll still be within 4 regions of our base, so I think that yeah, it's going to be worth it. Let's move up into here and let's do that. So we're going to roll again, and hopefully we're going to have more luck this time. Let's see what happens. An S and a wound. Right, so that means that we're going to lose one of our skirmish units. Let's see, who can we throw into this? We have 2 skirmish units. Who's more or less useful? The Thracian cavalry. Ooh. They're good and good going. They're really good and good going. I think they're too precious, so I think we're going to the Girian Javelin Mint. I think we're going to get rid of them. Yeah, let's do that. So again, another costly advance here, but the Greeks actually taking quite a lot of ground here. Now, we are going to want to hold one of our armies back, so we just need to decide which one that's going to be. We've got quite a lot of javelins here. Not a lot of main battle cards, so I think this is going to be the army that we hold on to in our home region, because we have to be really cautious as we advance here. If we lose our main battle cards, it's really not going to end very well for us. So we've got some hoplites here, and our Peltastoi look really cool. But this is the army that we're going to want to advance with, coming down into here. This is absolutely crucial. The advantage of coming down into this area down here is that if you can connect these up, that's yet another port that you'll have a line of communication with, that you can start to form that kind of economy there. So we're going to move into here and hope that we're going to get a really good dice roll so that we can capture this without any casualties. Oh, the death of the main battle card, in fact. So let's have a look, and I think definitely want to sacrifice our hoplites to that. They're the least useful of the ones that we have, but we did manage to take the region as we stepped into it. Okay, and again, what I want to do is I want to move down into here and take this one with the port. I'm hoping that we're going to get lucky this time. Let's see what happens. Blank and a wound. That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, I'm very happy with that, and I'm not going to push too much further. That's already given us plenty enough for us to do going into this next turn, so let's just stick with that. And that is the end of the Greeks' advance, unless I want to get the navies out, and that is something that's interesting. I think that we actually do, because I want to create a bit of a blockade in here, right? I don't want the Romans or the Carthaginians to come further over here. So we're going to come out of here and use this to go and move this fleet into there. And this fleet, I think, we're definitely going to move out into this region. But are we going to do more than that? And I think the answer for now is no, because I want them to be positioned that if I choose to move this onto here, that I would be able to do so. So I'm quite happy with this setup here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Excellent. So a little bit of a blockade taking place here. Right, so that is the end of their kind of campaign phase. Let me just double check any useful cards. No battles at the moment, so we're okay.